All right. Hopefully this goes well in one take, but wanted to make like a quick video, not too long. I'm in my car again. I feel like this is the only place where I can like actually find like kind of quiet. The AC is probably blasting. Wait, let me try to turn it off. Okay, I think it's a little bit better. But yeah. So wanted to show a little bit more of my sketchbook that I have kind of done. But also I want to say thanks for the 50 subs. I know 50 subs is like, it's like whatever. It's like, it's not the biggest accomplishment in the world, but for me that's just like, because I went from like 40 subs to like 54 in a matter of like 5 days, 6 days. So I appreciate it. And I saw like, a good amount of like comments on like different posts, my own posts and like posts that I posted like on other community posts and stuff. And but yeah, also shout out to Yoru Sensei. I peeped your comments. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, bro. But yeah, so I appreciate it. But I just want to make like a quick video because I haven't made a video in like a month or so, and I feel like people subscribing to me like at least deserve some type of more consistent content or whatever, regardless what it may be. But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to make like a quick video because I want to make something in the meantime. But this, I've been working like color theory and like trying to get better at that because that's the thing that I feel like I need to work on the most. Just color theory and everything like that. So there's a lot of experimenting and like failing on these pages. But yeah, I've kind of gone away from sketching with normal pencil and even pens like black pen, and I kind of like sketch with like this old blue pen that I had. I'm sure I've shown sketches where I've used that as a utensil, but yeah, I just draw like random sketches and stuff. I kind of like I try not to take my sketchbooks too seriously anymore. I just kind of draw whatever BS just to warm up and like just experiment. So for this, I genuinely don't even know what the hell I was drawing here. This was just drawing like some stuff, and I was kind of like drawing old, like I just drew this old dude. Hopefully like the lining's not too terrible, but I drew that old dude. Can't really see it because it's like the pen and whatever. But yeah, I was kind of like drawing some old dudes because I rarely ever draw old people. That's what I realized, unfortunately. So I was drawing some unks. But yeah, and specific to Euro Sensei, as far as like face anatomy, like drawing and stuff like that, it's learning the planes of the face is very important. I probably gotta make like a video, or I'll probably just send it directly to you, or like some like helpful notes and stuff. But like learning the planes of the face have really helped me a lot because it makes everything easier when you color or shade and everything like that. Once you understand the planes of the face, like basics, not like the specific stuff, even just the basics, makes everything look so much, makes it look better, but it also makes the whole process smoother and everything like that. Even like looking at this, I'm like, I kind of understand, like it makes me understand the planes of the face better, and it kind of looks actually looks pretty solid. All right, yeah, sorry about that, freaking alarm went off. But yeah, I drew this dude. What's that one famous director who did like Psycho? But yeah, I drew him. I feel like I don't draw people of different variety enough when it comes to body types, and not because I feel like that's very good to do, not because I'm always trying to draw characters that like I come up with or I like, and since I'm not a pro at it yet, I always keep doing it and I don't really focus on other stuff. But it's always good to draw things of different variety because you get to learn different things. And yeah, sometimes certain features that are over exaggerated makes your brain kind of understand things more. Like for example, this is something that should be common sense, but sometimes it's not really, you don't grasp it unless someone else tells you it, or it's, you know, your mind grasps it. But like one thing for me is I struggle in anatomy, and someone was telling me like, hey, like you should spend more time drawing like actual really buff characters, because it actually makes the muscles pop more, so you actually know what you're like looking for. It's better to draw those type of characters than to draw like characters who are like more on a slimmer side, because their muscles are more subtle, so you kind of don't really, their features aren't really exaggerated to the point where you can tell easily what's what. So that also helps. Also, finding good references to draw is also helpful too. References can really like determine how good your drawing will come out. Like I've used references where I'm like, they're kind of vague in terms of like what to do, and it kind of comes out off. And there's certain references that I use where it's just like makes my drawing look really good because I know what I'm doing, because it helps. But yeah, planes of the face and stuff like that. And then stuff like that, I've kind of got into the habit of like experimenting and like not being afraid to fail. Do some stuff like this, Naruto, stuff like this. It doesn't really move me anymore. It's just kind of just like, it's all right. Like I've gone past stuff like this. When I draw stuff like this, it doesn't really like, I'm just like, that's just normal standard stuff I can draw now. But yeah, I'm trying to get some more like shading, stuff like that. Shading is my biggest obstacle right now, but I think I'm getting better. But you know, I tried to draw an angel wing, but that looks like a chicken wing, and it came out terrible. But yeah, and I drew this Harvey Dent looking dude. I used a reference where it was a cool ass drawing or whatever someone made, so I kind of used that as a reference, like half skull, half that. And this kind of low-key helped me, because it was like, okay, on one side it's the dude's face, on the other side it's actual skull. Sometimes what I do is like I'll draw the skull and like the outlines of like different features and different ridges and stuff, and then I'll put the actual like, you know, face on top of it. That kind of helps. That really shows your understanding of like the skull and stuff like that. So I kind of tried to do that a little bit more better. Hopefully lighting is not too terrible. I said I was gonna make this video like five minutes, but yeah, it's gonna take longer. So stuff like this, experimenting, I kind of like this a lot, because even though it's not the best, or it's kind of basic, but since I gotta make probably a whole different video on this later, but since the colors I use, since I don't have the variety, I have a lot of variety, but it's not very concentrated on certain colors. So it's like I gotta learn the best artists know how to make good use of their situation, no matter how bad or sucky it is. I don't have like colors where like skin tones, like 10 different versions of each other, where I can just like paint something with like, or color something with skin tones like perfectly, of like for example, if I'm drawing like a brown skin, I'll draw like a darker tone brown, then a lighter tone brown. I don't have any of those. I just have like just random colors. And so I learned to like just make use of my colors and stuff. So it came out the reason why this is colorful and stuff like that, because I just kind of like used what I had. So color theory really helped make it actually look good, because I was just like, okay, if I'm using yellow for like the undertone, for like the mid-tone, and I'm using blue, like right here I use blue for the shadows, and then I use purple for like the darker shadows, it kind of helped me understand like what I'm doing more. Then for example, for this one, use yellow for the mid-tone, I used blue again for the shadows, and but then for the lighting I used orange. So I think this came out pretty good too. It's not like a masterpiece or anything, but it's for my own liking and for my progress in color theory. I think it's pretty good, because I suck at color theory. So I've been trying to practice more on coloring and stuff like that. So I'll like sketch something to the point where I'm good at sketching something in a couple minutes. It's just that I gotta get the coloring down. So normal skull work, nothing really special here. I don't know if I should show everything. I want to get to the colors and stuff. Like I drew this. This is probably like the drawing I'm most proud of so far. Only thing, every time I look at it, the eyes are kind of off. But other than that, I think it really came out pretty good. Like I used the slur from Sakamoto Days, the manga cover, as like my reference, and I kind of just used the reason why it looks so colorful. I didn't even do it intentionally. It just I didn't have much of a choice but to use different colors, so I just used lighter colors. I used color theory combined with like lighter colors as like the mid-tone, and then as I got to like shadows and darker parts, I just used darker colors that still align within color theory. So for example, yellow was the mid-tone, and I was like, okay, yellow is like, a lighter color. You can't really, not too many colors that are like lighter than yellow. And then I went blue, because yellow and blue, they work well together. So I was like, blue is a shadow. Then I wanted to go a little bit darker, so I did with the I went with the purple as a shadow, and then with the darkest, I went with like black outline. The hoodie I kind of messed up on. I didn't know what I was doing with the hoodie as far as like color or whatever, but and then the hair, I added red, which somehow kind of worked. But I kind of added it because I forgot why, but yeah. But I don't want to skip too ahead. But yeah, this is the thing I'm most proud of like right now, because I'm like, wow, I actually did that. Some other sketches, like a bunch of other stuff. I don't want to show too much because I want to like save it for like different videos and stuff. But also too, this too I'm proud of too. I do this like yesterday, I think, or like Saturday. But I like this one a lot too, because what I learned from drawing this is, obviously not the best, but it's like the shadows and everything. Like what I learned is like how to be more comfortable with color theory. And like, for example, I just use like literally just two colors. I mean, besides black, I just use two colors. So I use blue, and I'll use yellow. And since my other blue kind of ran out of ink, I had to use a like more neon kind of blue, which kind of works because it kind of gave it this neon like feeling like of a shadow. But what I learned in these two things was like, one, being more comfortable with color theory and like knowing what colors work with what, and then two, kind of just focusing on like the form and shadow. Like for this one, since I purposely only use two colors, so I could like dumb it down to where I'm like, okay, it's only lighting and shadows. If it's not lighting, it's shadows. If it's not shadows, it's lighting. And I kind of just simplified it down for my sake, so I could kind of grasp and understand it. So I just colored the whole thing yellow. Then I just went over like big shapes and colored like the shadows like blue, and then I kind of left it like that, and it came out better than I thought, because when I was originally coloring it, I was like, eh. But yeah, I'm kind of proud of this one too. Again, these may be like one man's trash is another man's treasure. Sometimes your own drawings, it looks like you think it's garbage, another person thinks it's really good. Vice versa, you might think it's really good, some people think it's garbage. But for me, for my sake, I'm proud of this one too, because it was like I learned more from like drawing and experimenting, and I'm less susceptible to thinking that I'm gonna fail and not adding stuff in. But anyways, done with the yapping. I just kind of skipped through my sketchbook just to show these and kind of like talk about it. But I have way more sketches that I've done as well. I feel like I do less sketches and more coloring. But yeah. That's about it for now. I don't want to yap for too long. I don't know when I'm gonna post this video, but hopefully sometime soon this week. I recorded this on like a Tuesday night, so it's like 11:50. No, not Tuesday, sorry, Monday. So yeah, that's pretty much it.